Hey team, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Brian Buckosh, core design engineer for Brunswick Bowling, and today we're talking about the latest core in the HP line for the Brunswick lineup. It is the new Ethos core, found in the new nameplate for the series. It is the Ethos. But before we get into all of that, I just want to briefly remind you that I've got a new format. I'm no longer doing every ball release for the brands of Brunswick with all of the charts and everything because it's just been a little bit too time consuming. I wanted to make sure that I brought you focused and unique content, so I'm going to be talking about every new core release that comes out for the brands of Brunswick, and I've got those all in a new playlist on YouTube that I'll be adding to as new cores from the brands of Brunswick come out. That is called the Core of It, so check that playlist out on my channel. But here we are, let's talk about the Ethos. Starting with the inner core, you'll notice this is a very unique inner core shape because it kind of combines elements that you might be familiar with into a brand new shaped core. And we're going to start by talking about the inner core body. You'll notice that it has something of a bullet shape to it, and that's actually reminiscent of the Quantum series of the past. Now, we don't currently have a symmetrical Quantum in the lineup. The Quantum Evo series currently has intermediate differentials asymmetry ranging from 12 to 24 points of intermediate diff, so relatively high intermediate diff asymmetrical balls. This is certainly a perfectly symmetrical ball that has kind of those design elements in it. Relatively speaking, that core shape has been a smooth transitioning and continuous motion for us. Even in the asymmetrical balls, that motion is a relatively smooth for the level of intermediate differential that those balls offer. Now here in a symmetrical ball, you're going to have added length and a smooth transition off the back of the lane as far as the core's contribution to motion is concerned. Now on the bottom of this core, we also have a cast-in donut. You've seen that in the Infinity series, and you've also seen that in the Perfect Mindset and the Mindset. The Mindset actually has it on both the top and the bottom. The point is concentrating mass away from the center of mass of these inner cores. What that allows us to do is give the core a little bit more instability, helps the migrating path rev up a little faster, gives you a little more mid-lane security, and a good change of direction at the back of the lane. We've seen great effectiveness with this method with a lot of our brands, and this Ethos is no exception. Now, although I've talked a lot about the Evo series, I want to remind you that there's one more core that this ball might remind you of in terms of its price point, its performance level, and also its core shape if you think about it. If you flip this upside down, it looks a little bit like a jab. So what we did was we took the original jab shape, kind of inverted it, and then massaged the shape to get the mass distribution that we wanted for the ball motion that we're looking for. And so really this is the performance category that's going to replace the Melee series in the HP line, at least for now. So everyone has been asking for an HK jab or an HK Melee, and this is it effectively. It's going to give you a slightly more total differential. The jab series had an 050 total differential. This one's got an 053. So just a slight bit more flare potential. That's going to give you just a little more revving and a little more mid-lane security. But also this one incorporates a couple new technology elements. We already talked about the new core shape, the new donut on the bottom to concentrate mass in a different locality of the core. But also this one has dot technology that reduces warranty and reduces cracking, so it's great for us, it's great for you guys. Basically, we've got a dot where the pin used to be, and the pin's now on the bottom of the ball away from the drillable area of the ball, so that way when you drill your fingers into it, you'll never encounter hitting the pin, you'll never make a stress concentrator by clipping the pin with the finger or getting the pin too close to the finger. That allows for some cracking that occasionally happens. So with the dot technology in all of the balls and all of the brands of Brunswick, the point, of course, is to reduce warranty claims for both the customer and for us, and it's worked wonders. So that technology in the HP line now for Brunswick, along with a new core shape with a dual density inner core design, and of course, as prior, we've got dynamic core, the blue material that you see in the outer core that is going to be a slightly better material than the original non-dynamic core material that we used to use. So a slightly higher quality material results in slightly higher hitting power at the pins. All of that is wrapped in a brand new HK22 formulation. It's the Savvy Hook 4.0 additive package, so that's a slight tweak from the Melee Jab series of recent past. but it is basically the HK cover that everyone's been raving about that gives you a cleaner look through the front of the lane with a quicker slowdown, if you will, in the mid lane and a very good continuous change of direction at the back of the lane. So all of this is wrapped in a package that's going to give you a symmetrical ball that is clean through the front part of the lane, easy to open up your angles and send the ball away, with a quick change of direction in the mid lane and at the back of the lane. Now, relative to something like the Jab series, I do think this Ethos does handle a bit more oil volume. You can use it on fresher patterns and have a little more confidence that it's going to slow down and change direction off the end of the pattern without getting too squirty or too far down the lane. But I do think it has a rounder, more continuous look off the back of the pattern. Some of the Jab series were pretty sharp for symmetrical balls. I think this one is a step rounder, more continuous. It drives through the pins great with a hard arcing motion, but I wouldn't characterize it as a flip. This to me is more of an all-purpose ball motion, although it's certainly cleaner and sharper than, for example, the Infinity, which sits next to it as an asymmetrical ball in the HP lineup, and it is a step cleaner and sharper than the bigger balls like the Perfect Mindset and even the highly sanded original Mindset. So this ball is going to complement all of those balls in the current lineup, be an excellent replacement for a Jab, and if you still have a Jab in your lineup that you like and you don't want to replace, you could very easily pick a different layout for this Ethos and step it between something like a Mindset and the Jab series, or next to your Infinity as a symmetrical option that goes just above the Jab series. So that's all the information I have on this brand new core design in the HP lineup for Brunswick. Visit brunswickbowling.com for more information and details on this core. And also, while you're here, make sure you like and subscribe Bowling Buckosh on Facebook and YouTube. I'll be making new videos as new cores come out for the brands of Brunswick. Until next time, thanks for watching.